can everyone hear me? I just want to make sure that everyone can hear me. Sonia.
Oh, well, they're not, they're all muted. Do you want me to unmute everyone?
Oh, yeah, can you just make sure if they can all just give me a big yay, Canada? So do 1, 2, 3, unmute and say, hooray, Canada.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, unmute me.
Yeah, they're clicking. They're unmuted now. Guys, can you let us know if you can hear?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Hello, brilliant. Okay, I'm going to mute everyone again. I think we're all.
Okay, ready to go.
Okay, Dan? Are you there now, Dan? What is happening
here?
I don't know why this is happening here. It's not letting me control the panel. Dan is not muted.
Hey, Sonia, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. I don't know what is happening here with this tonight.
Okay, it's Amway trying to get onto our call.
Something anyway.
Right. Okay. So right now it's about 25 minutes after the start of our call. So Sonia, you can hear me clearly now, correct?
Correct. I can hear you perfectly.
Fantastic. Okay, we're going to get going. And first of all, number one, gang, I want to thank all of you for your, first of all, your patience. Patience is a virtue. I remember my father, my late father, who was and still is a United Church minister and did missionary work around the world, always said to me when I was a young man that he said that patience was a virtue, and son, right now you don't seem to have a lot of virtues, and that was when I was a young lad. But I knew patience was an important characteristic and trait for success, really, in just about any endeavor that you have inside and outside of our industry, and certainly it is here. I just applaud all of you for sticking with me here, and I'm really, really, really excited again. We had a great call last week. I've had for the last several weeks here with Sonia and some of the leadership, but really looking forward to our big event that's going to be coming up in less than 3 weeks when I get to Ireland. And gang, this event is not about me, and it's really not about the doctor, and it's really not about Antonella that's coming in from corporate. This event is about you. This event is all about you and your future. And I've been doing this, I've been involved in this industry for 28 plus years. 1988 was my first year getting involved in the industry after spending years in the corporate world, 10 years in corporate and 2 years in private business, and I did not understand this industry when I got involved 28 years ago. I couldn't spell MLM, frontwards, backwards, sideways. I didn't understand it. I didn't get it. But the young man who was sharing the opportunity at the front of the room 28 years ago was barely 24 years old. I was broke, 32 years old, living with my parents on government assistance. And this young man who was talking about our industry that I didn't understand, the compensation plan I didn't understand, and anything that he really talked about I really didn't understand. But he was earning $170,000 a month. That I understood. I knew one day I would figure this thing out, but bottom line, I had enough belief that this was the right opportunity, the right industry. And that day, I met so many people that were just regular people, regular folk. I met grandmas, mas, pas, grandpas. I met waiters. I met deckhands on tuna fishing boats, car salesmen, truck drivers. I met people from every walk of life, not just the white-collar industry, but blue-collar, and some people that hadn't been working before they got involved in the industry. And this world had changed for them because of this industry that I didn't understand, but I knew I'd figured it out. So two things happened to me that day. Well, the biggest thing was belief. And number one is that there was an opportunity. The second thing is that I believed is that I could do this. And our event that we're going to have in 3 weeks, that opportunity meeting that we're going to have, we want to deliver that same message for your people, your guests, your prospects that you're going to be bringing, for that big event that we're going to have on the Sunday. So, obviously we're going to be doing training. There's going to be some incredible product information that you're going to be getting from Dr. Ben. I know Antonella's got some incredible stuff that she's going to be sharing with you. You're going to get some very new, current, updated information on what's happening with NHT. And gang, I think you've heard, you'd have to be under a rock and to sleep under a rock to not hear and get that we were just ranked the #1 fastest growing publicly traded company, #1 publicly traded company in the world from Fortune magazine. Number 3 was Facebook. We were #1. So that's just one of the things that we'll be talking about on that Sunday. But the biggest thing that we want to get across to your brand new people, number 1, certainly that there's an opportunity. And then number 2, that there's belief, 1, in the opportunity, but belief for them that they can do this. And that was one of the biggest things that made a difference for me 28 years ago when I got started off in the industry, is that there wasn't a lot of people around me that believed in me. I only really just had my folks that believed in me and my sponsor and my upline when I got started. When I talked to people about the opportunity, when I went out and got started 28 years ago, they didn't believe me. They thought I was crazy. They thought I was nuts. But I eventually got to some people that saw the opportunity because all I really did was transfer the message to them. And I wasn't the messenger. I was really just providing the message for them. So, I wasn't the message. I was providing the message for them. And gang, that's what we want to do. And as I shared with the group last week, is that you don't want to wait until that Sunday. Do not wait 3 weeks to bring your guests to that event. You want to introduce your guests today to the opportunity. You want to introduce your guests today to the product. You want to get them involved as soon as you possibly can, because if you think about this, if you were able to get 5 people to that opportunity meeting on the Sunday, but you backtrack to now and you got maybe 2 out of those 5 people involved in the business and got them started, and they got the product, and then they got their list of people, and then they started bringing people, you could have 2 to 3 to 4 times the number of people at that opportunity meeting that we're going to have on Sunday. So Sonia, I am so excited about coming into Ireland. I haven't been there in forever. The last time I was there, I was with Fergus. Fergus was tipping a Guinness with me way back then. He doesn't do it anymore. He's off the Guinness and dropped, as he said to me, about 15 kilo. I'm really impressed with you, Fergus. And I know Fergus is going to be at the event and to pick me up at the airport. And we've got to have a great day on that Sunday. Gang, I shared this with our group in Hong Kong. The Hong Kong event we had there, as you know, Fergus and Sonia had shared a lot of this with you. You guys were online to see a lot of the video footage that we had on social media. It was unbelievable. Hong Kong was absolutely incredible. We're going to bring that energy that day. We can't bring 12,000 people, but we'll bring you the same kind of energy to Ireland on that Sunday and bring that message to them. But the most important thing that we've got is not so much the event, but what you take from the event. And I shared this with the group last week, and I've talked to Sonia about this. Number one is you want to get as many people as you can started immediately. You've got 2.5 weeks to get people into the business, onto the product, involved in the business, and then them bringing their people to the event that we're going to have on the Sunday. But here's the second thing, and you want to be taking a look at, is what's going to be happening on the Monday, Tuesday following the event. So the event is the second most important thing that will happen. The most important thing is what you do with the event. The car industry, and I shared this with the group last week, shared this just not too long ago. Actually, just in the last couple of years, these numbers have come out in the car industry, and the DSA, the Direct Sellers Association, is not a lot different. The car industry shows that just about 85% of the people that purchase a car purchase that automobile within 48 hours of walking in to that dealership. 48 hours. They're making a decision, an emotional decision, on a high-ticket item, not on a bronze or silver or gold or a platinum pack, but on a $40,000, $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 item. And they make that decision 85% of the time within 48 hours. So, gang, what I'm saying is that Sunday is going to be really, really important, but what's really important is what happens Monday and Tuesday. So if you've got 3 guests there, 5 guests there, 6 guests there, 10 guests, I applaud you for all of the people that you bring on your team bringing their people. But what's going to be really key is that Sunday night, Monday, and Tuesday. If those people haven't tried the product or signed up or gotten involved or registered involved in the business, by Wednesday or Thursday, it's showing that you've now got about a 20% chance of them getting involved in the business. Because we've got an emotionally driven industry, the same thing as the car industry, it's an emotional decision. You want to capitalize on the opportunity and that time that we're going to have following the event. So that'd be Sunday night, the same thing Monday, and then the same thing Tuesday. So, gang, that's why I'm not leaving till Wednesday morning. Fergus is trying to get me out on the golf course Tuesday afternoon and probably wants to get a Guinness in me on the 19th hole. But I said to Fergus, and Sonia knows, that Dan is there to help you guys with your business. I want to do everything I possibly can to drive BV, to help your people advance their business, help your people see the bigger picture, help your new people get involved in the business so they see the opportunity. So I'm there for you guys. And guys, this thing, as I said, it's not about me. It's not about Dr. Ben. It's not about Antonella. It's about you. It's about you, your families, your team, and your future. But, gang, it's what you do today, not 2 days before the event and bring all of your people to the event. It's the people that you can get started immediately. So I wouldn't wait until the 2 days, 3 days prior to the event to make sure all of the people are coming then. You want to get those people that you've got on your list now looking at the opportunity, getting out to a meeting, getting onto a webinar, doing a 2-on-1, doing a 1-on-1, doing that 3-way call, being on an opportunity call. You want to get those people started this week, next week, prior to that event, so you can double, triple, and quadruple the number of brand new people that could be coming out on Sunday for that opportunity meeting. So, gang, as much as you can, I know a lot of you will have jobs, and you know, for a lot of you, this is your part-time profit center that you're looking at developing, your part-time career that you're developing on a part-time basis because you've got a full-time job that you're committed to. But do whatever you can to clear your plate and to clear your desk for that day, Monday and Tuesday, and I'll be there to help you and help your people close your people on that Monday and that Tuesday. So, gang, I'm excited, very, very excited about getting out there. I'll be in Sweden just prior to that. I'll be there Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and be into Ireland on Saturday night. So, Fergus, I know you're going to be picking me up, and you're going to be picking up the rest of us. So, gang, I am excited. Sonia, if there's any questions anyone has, I'll be more than happy now to entertain them, what we can do, some suggestions, advice, guidance right now, but I can take any questions or comments that anybody has right now, Sonia, so over to you.
Okay, well, I presume you can hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, great.
Okay, well, I'm going to unmute a few people here because they're all muted, so I'm going to unmute Mike Trigg. I know Mike is listening in from the UK and he's coming over to the event. So hi, Mike. Do you have any questions there?
Hi there. No, I'm not tonight. Not tonight.
Not tonight.
We discussed what I was. Not tonight. No. I know what I've got to do, and you know, that's what we've got to go and do. And there's no really question to ask on it. It's just a matter of doing what we've got to do.
That's
Mike. That is a fantastic what you just said. You know what you got to do, and something, Sonia and Michael, to your point on that. I have found that in this industry, because so many times I've met the most talented, skilled, knowledgeable people in this business. They all know what to do. They know what to do, but they just don't do what they know. So they know what to do, but they just don't do what they know. So, Mike, great to your point. You know what to do, and it really is that. It's just going out and taking action. So thank you, Michael, for that.
Okay, I'm going to unmute one or two more people here. I'm going to unmute Josie, actually. I know you're listening in there, Joe. How's it going? Hello?
Hi, how you doing, Josie? Hey, Jose.
Maybe she's not unmuted.
She's ready. She's muted now.
Well, I've unmuted. Okay, I'll tell you what, let's unmute somebody else. We'll just pick on one or two people here. What about Rob? Rob is listening in from the UK as well. Hi, Rob. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
How are you?
I'm not too bad, thank you.
Hey, hi, Rob. How are you?
Hi, Dan. Not too bad, thanks.
Great. Great. So looking forward to seeing you, Rob.
Yeah, hopefully I can make it over there. Yeah, we'll see.
Okay, thank you very much. I see Lucille's got her hand up here, so maybe Lucille, are you there? No, some people are self-muted, so when I unmute them, they've got to be.
They're still muted.
Unmuted, sorry.
Oh, there's
sorry.
Lucille now. Lucille, how are you?
Sorry. I'm very well, Dan. It's lovely hearing from you, and Sonia for all your hard work.
Great, Lucille. You sound great.
Oh, thank you very much. And I am working away. I've got hopefully I hope to have 5 there, which I would say brilliant. So I've been telling everybody about the brilliant products and selling the products. So I just hope to, I'm looking forward to seeing you, and I think the company is brilliant, and I'm delighted I got #1. It just shows everybody we're a team. Brilliant.
Yeah. Thank you, Lucille. And you know, for everyone, people have asked me, this is some of this, you know, what I'm going to be sharing with you through our training and with, you know, from an opportunity standpoint. Over the years, people have asked me, so Dan, what is the secret? What is the secret to the business, to the industry? And I said, you know, it comes down to one thing. Just don't keep it a secret.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And right now, there's probably not a stronger story in the industry, warm market or cold market, than us. If you look at our 15 years, gang, because I've had brand new people come to me and say, so what do I tell them, Dan? What do I share with them? And I said, share with them the truth. They'll probably not believe you anyways because it's so incredible.
And when they look at you sideways.
Yeah, gang, just look at the facts. The 15 years publicly traded, there's so many outside, you know, media sources right now that are bragging about us, talking about us, promoting us, from USA Today here in the United States, to Fortune Online last year, to Fortune Magazine this year, to Jefferies, the #1 investment house in the United States, ranking us as the #1 stock investment in the last 36 months to get involved in, to, you know, the top universities in China promoting our e-commerce model as the #1 e-commerce model in the world today in terms of distribution. We're being promoted out of their business courses. It's the University of Shanghai, Beijing, and Guangzhou. So you just share with them the facts. You know, these products have got Nobel Prize winning research behind it. The number of people that have been qualifying for rank 9. You know, you don't even have to get into incomes, but, you know, it doesn't take them too long to figure out what happened when you get to rank 9. You just take the volume and work out the cycles, and you know what's happened to you financially. But look at the facts of the number of people not only qualified, but are qualifying now. And Sonia, you saw this. Gang, when we were in Hong Kong, the most recent people that are qualifying for rank 9 have not just never been involved in our industry, they're doing it in less than 5 years. Most of them are middle-aged moms who've never held a job. Never held a job. Sonia saw them, Fergus saw them. These are, you would never, ever know in meeting and meet these people anywhere that they're at the rank 9 level in terms of income, lifestyle, et cetera, et cetera. It's unbelievable, but it's just the facts. You just share with them what has happened, share them with them the truth, and that is the best thing that I've always found is the best thing to do. Also, you know, from a product standpoint, one of the best things, you know, because sometimes you can get really caught up in information, you know, from the products. I've always said demonstration, not information. Results, not ingredients. So I get them to try the product. That's one of the best things that you can do from a product standpoint. And then the opportunity, obviously all of the incredible tools that we've got around us. But gang, just share with them what's happened. It is unbelievable, our story right now. And I guess all of you do know that we were just ranked officially just days ago. I mean, the ink isn't even dry on this. We beat out Facebook as the #1 publicly traded company in the world. Incredible. That is just an astonishing story. So pretty exciting times to be a part of this.
Absolutely, and it's a fantastic tool to be able to use to say that, like last year we were #2 and this year we're #1. It's just incredible. In fact, we had the invites almost printed on Friday and we had to pull them because I thought it was worth pulling to say that we're not #2 anymore, we're #1.
Yeah, it really is unbelievable. I mean, to be a part of a company that has done that, you know, no one can argue it. I mean, so and here's what's more unbelievable than that is that 99%, like most people, a lot of people have heard of Facebook. Just about everybody's heard of Facebook. Just about everybody has not heard of us.
That's right.
Just about everybody has not heard of our products. So it doesn't matter where you go in the world, doesn't matter where you go. The three things that are constant. One is our story, but there's 2 other things. #1, everyone loves our products, and 2, everyone wants a better way of life. So that's what we do. We share the story.
That's fantastic news there, Dan. Philip here, I was talking to a few gentlemen today, very high up in business, and
yes,
they could not believe that we're actually on the, you know, #1 in the world, and they never heard of it.
It's unbelievable, yeah.
I was talking to another few guys as well, and they have been in networks, top networks, and they said, who are NHT? Never heard of them before. But the other thing is, I was talking to a new guy came in there, his first order came in there yesterday, and he's been brought in by a very good lady down in Munster called Julie. Julie can't attend the meeting, can't meet us tonight, but she will be there on the Sunday to meet you. But she's brought a gentleman in at the moment, and we're in negotiations with him. #1 rugby player in the world.
The what player?
#1 rugby player in the world.
Oh, rugby.
Rugby, yep.
Yeah. We play that here in Canada as well. Yeah. We play it on ice. We use
well, this guy does the haka.
Yeah, But hey, that's fantastic. You know, more and more people too, as you know, I guess Fergus has got as well, Phil, and I mean all of you know that too. The gal that is, I think she just got her gold pack, is the isn't she number one in the world for she's a decathlete, and she's Irish's champion?
She's a hexathlon champion. She's over 3,500 medals won so far. She's
unbelievable.
In her mid-40s, and she'll tell you herself that it's on the strength of the STEM menu that has brought her this far. But I think the one thing here, Dan, which I'm finding myself, is that a lot of the people in our business, none of them seem to be looking at the ranks, and I think really to be a nice idea for you to go through the ranks again with people. So a few other people want to come on now as line, but maybe just give a quick few hints to kindle a few spirits there and get people to focus on ranks.
Sure.
Before we do that, sorry, I know Josie wants to talk, and I'm not sure, is she live there? Josie, can you hear me? I have her unmuted. She's texted to say she's got a question, but
Sure.
She's not, unless she's muted herself.
Hi, Jose.
No.
No. Okay, we'll go back to that question. So,
Phil, Sonia, Phil brought up a great point and message. Gang, you've heard this before. Success leaves clues. When I was in Hong Kong, I've been talking about it before Hong Kong, but I sat with all of our new ambassadors in the last 2 years. Most of them, as I shared with you, had never done this before. Most of them had never been involved in the industry, and a lot of them had never had a job before. And I said, well, how did you get, you're running a multi-million-dollar business and operation, and et cetera, et cetera. There's a few constants, gang, that scream out. There's one thing that I have always taught for 28 years, and then I'm going to just tie in right into what Phil brought up, which is such a great point. We'll be talking about in 3 weeks. But the one thing I've always said is simplicity has got to be at its core. Keeping our business as simple as you possibly can. Do not complicate, because then you cannot duplicate. So keep your message simple. Keep your approach simple. The tools that you have around you become much more sophisticated than what we ever had before. When I got started off in the industry 28 years ago, we didn't have cell phones. We didn't have fax machines. We had the dial phones. That's how old Mr. Cato is. Anyways, we had these dial phones. It was unbelievable. Most of our business, we had to keep it simple because there wasn't a lot in the way of tools, but we had to go belly to belly, face to face, in sharing the product and sharing the opportunity. We obviously had telephones, we had cars, so we would drive from home meeting to home meeting, presentation to presentation, one-on-one to one-on-one, and a lot of the times two-on-ones, where you had your upline or your sponsor there, coffee shops, but home presentations were at our core. Doing these presentations, the great Garth Wright built his European business when he got started with us years ago with Dalibor, and with Thomas, particularly with Thomas, and the same thing with Dalibor, by building and starting right in the homes. So they kept it very, very simple. Garth did, Thomas did, Dalibor did. I did 28 years ago in keeping it as simple as we could in terms of our approach. Now today you've got way more tools. You've got websites and multiple websites. You've got the webinars that most of the time work. All of the sophistication that we have of technology that allows us to reach people around the world. It's a beautiful thing. It's a wonderful thing because now what we used to, if you got out of your own area code or if you got into another town, you thought you went to another universe back in the old days. And for you to really build a global business, it was just about unheard of. When I got involved in the industry years ago, you literally had to get on a plane or a boat or, you really had to travel to do it. Here, so many of our people are getting an international and global business just because of technology and our global business model. But at its core, simplicity is at the very, very core of what we do. The fundamentals. Gang, I'm going to be talking about this when I come in. And the fundamentals are sharing the product and sharing the opportunity. But ultimately, for you to build that large organization, you cannot reach literally, person to person. You can't get to hundreds. You certainly can't get to thousands of people. But the system and the model can. It's the same thing, like Amazon, Google. Where does Yahoo go? Where does Google go? Virtually around the world. Where does our business model go? Around the world. But keep it simple. Don't complicate it. Keep it as simple as you can. So in terms of goal setting, what Phil had brought up, what is the best universal, simple goal setting method that has worked? I went and I interviewed these ambassadors that had just qualified, ambassadors in the last year, 2 years, and 3 years. They said, Mr. Catter, through the translation, because most of them were, just about all of them were Asian, but this is where our big event was in their own backyard. But they shared with me is that they centered everything around the IRP, the International Recognition Program. They got all of their people setting their goals, not complicating their goals, but when were they going to get to the next rank? What rank and when? They said, well, I can get to, associate within 60 days, and I'm going to do everything I can to get to that rank. And then how many people am I going to help get to that rank? And Phil, God bless you, my friend, you just, didn't you just qualify for rank 4? You're coming in requalifying for rank 4 or 5? I got to keep up with every.
Coming in,
Go ahead, Phil.
Requalifying rank 5.
Beautiful, unbelievable. You're leading the charge in Ireland, my friend. But what we have done from a rank standpoint to keep it, remember, everything that you do, your people will do. And your people will do more what you do than what you ask and tell them to do. It really is an incredible business from that standpoint. And I've said, leading your organization is very much like a parent. I think, whatever the parents do, the kids will do in excess. It's the same thing from a leadership standpoint here. If you complicate, you can't duplicate your business. But if you keep it simple and you go out and you start setting goals in terms of the rank, your team can do the same thing. And it's a constant and it's consistent around the world. Our ranks are the same in Ireland as they are in Sweden, as they are in all of Europe, Eastern Europe, North America, Asia, and around the world. And so is the BV. The only thing that will change is the currency exchange that you got paid in your local currency. But everything is universal and everything is constant. So in setting your goals going forward here, gang, Sonia, I'm just looking at my time here. I have another call here in 4 minutes, so I'm going to wrap this up over the next 2 minutes.
Okay.
But Phil has shared with you one of the clues that I saw, that I heard from these Chinese and these Asians and most of them were women. We had 2 new ambassadors that were men, but most of them were women, and most of them never had done this before, and most of them had never held a job. But they said they kept it simple. They planned on when were they going to get to the next rank. Then they had their team members planning on when do they get to the next rank. So they would plan on rank 1, then rank 2, rank 3. Some would jump, like Phil, 2 or 3 ranks in one month. Some would take 3 months to get to the next rank. But they planned all of their goal setting, short-term and long-term, through the International Recognition Program, RP. Most of them, just about all of them, were building through the platinum packages. And I asked them, by the way, gang, when they got the platinum packages, when they got a platinum package, most of that product was gone in just a couple of weeks. How did they move it? Everyone in their family, cousins, aunts, uncles, brothers, sisters, daughters, parents, grandparents, every walking human being in their family, their immediate family, got onto the product. So they moved their product. What happened? One, they had moved all their product, but they had all their family members using the product. What happens? They get results. What happens? It helps belief. What happens with belief? They start telling other people within the family and outside of the family. And one of the biggest things that's important in our industry is spousal support. So all of a sudden you've got the spouse. We just had that here in North America on was just railing his wife because she got involved with us, and then he got on stem renew, and all of a sudden he started jogging again, hadn't jogged in 20 years or something, and now he's involved in the business. And this just happened in a few weeks. So when we promote these platinum packages, there's a methodology behind it, and it's to move all of that product quick, but everything starts to duplicate. And you can't do that with a bronze package. It's a lot slower because you've only got a couple of products there. But you want to get as many people in the family on the product, using the product, moving the product, and then talking about the product. And you've just got that many more people talking about it. So we'll be going through this when I see you guys in a few weeks, and I can't wait to see you. I will have some green on. I'll make sure it's visible this time, Sonia.
Make sure it is, Dan.
And I've got about 30 seconds here to wrap up because I got to be on this other call here in literally 60 seconds. So, Sonia, I'm going to have to wrap up. But thanks for allowing me into your living rooms, into your homes, onto your computers, onto your webinar, and into Ireland, the UK, and wherever else it's tied into our call here today, because I know we've got the UK on. And last week, I think we had people on from Western Europe as well. So I applaud all of you. I can't wait to see you all.
Okay. Well, listen, thanks a million, and we'll let you go. We'll stay on. If you want to jump off, that's okay. I know you've got a rush. There's one or two other people here that we're going to talk, so I'll just see if they can get on the webinar now.
Okay. Thanks, Dan.
We've got Garth on here.
Thanks,
Garth.
Dan.
Garth.
Oh, you got the great Garth. Beautiful. I'll let you go.
Okay.
Thanks. Bye.
We'll switch over to Garth.
Ciao, ciao.
So,
Garth, how are you?
I really can't believe that after all these years and after all these presentations and training that he's done all around the world, that he still speaks like he's excited, like he just joined the business. It's really incredible.
I know. Anyway, Garth, it's great to have you on because this is a special surprise that we get you on as well. One of our great motivators.
Well, thank you. You're very complimentary. You know how much I love when I go to Ireland, and I was just a couple of days ago here in Prague. A friend of mine here who lives here in Prague, he's from and he invited me to have lunch with his wife's brother and best friends, and I was with these guys, and within just a matter of a few seconds I had the same warm and wonderful feeling that I have whenever I come to Dublin, and I just felt like, you know, I wasn't born in Ireland, but I certainly feel the spirit of the people, and I connect with it, and I connected with them, and by the time we finished having lunch, they invited me to their homes and said, bring your wife and stay as long as you want, and we'll take you all around and show you the country. And then I said, well, I hope the next time I go to Ireland, and one of them goes, oh, Cork, you know, I have relatives there, and of course, and then I'll take you there too. And I just thought, man, are all the Irish people here like this? Or I just was fortunate and blessed to meet a few of them that are crazy like this.
Yes, indeed. Gareth, how are you?
I'm doing well.
Look, you sound a bit hoarse there. You must have been singing too much, or you stayed too long up in the Ukraine. You did a fair play. You did a fantastic job. We're delighted today what you did up there. Your money isn't everything, but if we can give it back to the needy, it's absolutely brilliant. And we're really looking forward to getting you back here to Ireland again. There's 2 or 3 pints of Guinness waiting for you.
I believe that's true.
Don't believe it is true.
Hey, can I just check if Joe is on the line there? I know she's been trying to get on for a while. Joe, can you hear us?
No.
Because you've been unmuted at this end, and it says you've unmuted yourself.
No.
No, she's just muted herself again.
Okay.
Now, Joe, you should be able to talk. Okay, I don't know what's happening there. So Garth, we'll just...
Yeah, I do want to say, you know, I could go on and on about the Irish, and of course, I told these guys when I met them, the best experiences I ever had was last time I was there when you took me to an Irish pub, and there was live music and there was traditional Irish folk songs, and everybody was singing along, and I just looked around the room and I thought, gosh, you know, I'm just with family. I'm as happy as I could be. This is a great place. You know, I look forward to having you with me to experience Ireland. So I'll end the Irish compliments with that. As far as Ukraine goes, I'm going to tomorrow I'm going to be posting my photo album from my trip to the Ukraine, along with video clips, and so you can see what a fantastic experience that was. And even though he's not on this call, I'll go ahead and give recognition to Andreas Papakostas and people with his Olympic Soccer Academy in Chicago, who were able to send over a shipment, a huge amount of football clothes and shoes and footballs and everything to give to kids who have no parents or their fathers died in the war in the Ukraine. And we were able to give out stuff just the day before we left, but we were still able to give out gear to 65 kids who were just thrilled to have it. All of them, their dads had died in the war, and I just was so thankful to Andreas. So anyway, you'll see a little bit more of that about that on Facebook. You know, Dan just said the same thing that I have said whenever I've called before you're going to have an event there, which is when you do the presentations now and you recruit people now, then you have somebody who's made a commitment, who's spent money, who's bought the package, who's got the products, who's really excited, and during these next 3 weeks, they are inviting everyone they know, and it just exponentially grows the amount of people that you can have in the room in front of Dan Cato for this presentation. And nobody, I mean, just to use a sales term, nobody closes a room better than Dan Cato. So if you have people who've been sitting on the fence considering this, the best thing to do is do presentations and get some great people and then get all those fence sitters and get them all in that room, and then watch finally, truly, what we've been waiting for a long time in Ireland, and now it can finally come to fruition, exponential growth of the market in that country. And there's nothing that would make me happier.
That's fantastic, Garrett. I'm delighted to hear you back safe and sound, and looking forward to hearing more of that illustrious voice coming across the airwaves, and looking forward to those photographs of a very deserving trip you had there. And again, Andreas, of course, he's one of the brilliant speakers, a fantastic guy doing the webinars. We all love to hear his voice. Looking forward to getting over to Ireland and having a good time and getting to let us know what he's done, how he's built such an incredible business, and looking forward to get you over as well and getting to hear you tell us again what you did.
Well, if you were able to record this webinar and you cut out all the technical glitches at the beginning and just start in from where Dan was speaking, and if you can include this, what we've been saying now, that would be great to put that online. and then immediately get that link to Andreas, because I want him to hear it and to know that he's appreciated.
Yeah, well, actually, apart from all the technical difficulties that we had at the start, and I did manage to skip most of those, this session is recorded. So we will be able to give you the link for this, and you can pass it on to Andreas, because plenty of us listen to him on Saturdays when he's doing the presentations. He's a good speaker and he's a good presenter. None of us have met him, but we kind of feel like we know him because he's just a really great presenter.
Well, prepare yourself. I can tell you from experience, the first time you meet him, he's going to give you a big hug. So.
Well, I look forward to that. I kind of feel like I know him because I talk to him quite a bit on email and chat away. And he's just fantastic to listen to. So I thought I might have met him in Hong Kong, but I know he couldn't go. So I look forward to meeting him soon. So if you are listening to this, Andreas, hello from the Irish team, and thank you for all the presentations you do on Saturdays. We really appreciate you, and what you did there with Garth is fantastic, and it's just incredible that you're giving back as well as doing such great work here with NHT, that you're helping so many people.
Well, here's the thing to think about right now for you all, and that is that Dan Caddo is going to arrive in Dublin in 3 weeks' time, and he is going to give 110% of a guy who has phenomenal experience and knowledge about this industry and how to present this business. If there was ever a time that you could say that it's crunch time and you lay aside many things, which all of us are busy, all of us have many commitments and things that we're doing in the schedule, but if there was ever a time when you contacted people and just said, after this date in October, we can continue. But between now and then, I'm in a race and I've got to do everything I can to get people in and then to put them and their people in front of this guy who's with Antonella and the doctor and so on. But I've got to just lay it aside. It's crunch time because I know what I'm going to do in the next 3 weeks can change all of my life and the generations that will be blessed by the inheritance from the fortune that I can develop as a result of being a part of the #1 fastest growing publicly traded company in the world, and the top leader, the founder, the guy who's above it all and who's going to be standing in a room in Dublin to see your people. And you just want to make that happen. You just want to make it the priority. You just want to put it #1, the race begins, and put on your track shoes and just make it happen, really. And don't make it happen for Dan. Don't make it happen for Sonia or me. Make it happen for you. Make it happen for the people in your life that are really important, and what it would mean to know that an income stream is just coming in, taking care of all of your needs for the rest of your life and theirs as well. Isn't that worth it?
Well, I think Garth, that of all the opportunities that we've had so far, this one with Dan coming in and the company NHT Global itself having just been listed as the #1 fastest growing publicly traded company in the world, and we've got a doctor coming in to talk about omega-3, and we've got Antonella coming in again. I don't think we've ever had such a big opportunity before to invite people to come to this presentation. So guys, as Dan said, or as Garth just said there, get your track shoes on and start, racing. There is one question here that Josie couldn't obviously get on to ask, and her question is, she's 100 people on her list. She wants to get around them all in the next 2 weeks, and what's the best way for her to do that? I think email them, ring them, run out and, speak to them. do whatever, because guys, you know, this is, if you're interested and you're serious about this business and building a team, this is your big opportunity to do it, and you've never had an opportunity as big as this before. So guys, you know, get those track shoes on now and start inviting now, and don't, as Dan said, as everybody said, don't wait until the week before the event.
Yes, I agree with Sonia there. I think we should have our list made out by now. We should have everybody invited. And I know sitting down on the day, on the 9th of October, myself, I'm sure Sonia, and we'll be kicking ourselves as well. We left Joe, Tom or Mary out. And if they were here, the results that we'd have got by getting them there would be incredible. So the most important thing, guys, we've got 2.5 weeks. Sit down, get your list out, write everybody down that you think of. Take your phone out, take the phone book out, take the golden pages out. Who do you know as a plumber? Who do you know as a doctor? Who do you know as a gynecologist? Who do you know as a vet? Who do you know as a plumber? And put their names down and start contacting them. And then you have done 100%. If you have 10 people, 20 people, 0 people on the Sunday, you've done 100%. You cannot feel let down. You've done your best, and here's to the Monday. We're going to have Dan all to ourselves for Monday and Tuesday, and we can sit down and have a one-to-one with him. We can bring our friends in, meet Dan one-to-one, learn from him, and if we do it properly, guys, we'll remember the 9th of October 2016 has been an incredible year in our life.
Wow. I don't imagine how you can finish a webinar better than that. That was great.
Well, you know what? It's been fantastic to have Dan on, and it's been an even bigger surprise to have you on as well, Garth. It's always great to have you on, and I think everyone is very lucky that we've had both of you on tonight. I don't know if anybody else wants to talk. I know Dollybur is on as well. He's probably just listening, or maybe he's not still on. But if you want to say anything, Dollybur, you're unmuted as well. So, you know, I'm not sure if he's still there, actually. Maybe not. I think some people mixed up the time of this webinar this evening because we switched it to 8 o'clock, and we've got more people jumping on now. They've possibly missed Dan because Dan came on at 8 o'clock. And just to say, for the next few weeks, guys, coming up to Christmas, we're going to hold the webinar at 8 o'clock from now on instead of 9 o'clock, because I think 8 o'clock suits everybody better. And we might get you on more often, Garth. I know that time suits you better as well.
Yeah,
so
sure,
anytime you want to jump on, you know you're always welcome.
Well, get this recording, you know, get it online and get the link to your people as soon as possible so that they can hear what Dan had to say, and then hopefully people will not just invite from their list, but they'll also be showing some volume in your back office, Sonia, because they did presentations. They told people about the #1 company and that Dan was coming and what it means to get in now and get their team now. And man, it's going to be an incredible event. I'm sorry that I'm not going to be there, but Dan and Joe and I tend to never be at events unless they're the big international events all at the same time. So I kind of miss that because I'd love to be a road warrior as I have been in the past, traveling around, because I've traveled to a lot of countries with Dan Catto and a lot with Joe Garcia and a lot with Thomas and Dollybur. And so I miss those, but you're in for a really, really fantastic time.
Well, I've met Dan twice now in Istanbul and Hong Kong, and I've seen him on stage, and he is unbelievable, guys. So you don't know what is in store for you, but don't be sitting in the room kicking yourself because you forgot to invite somebody. So rack your brains now. Think of everybody that you've ever thought of, anyone that's ever on your list, and all the people that are not on your list, even the ones that you're a little bit shy about approaching. now is the time to approach those business-minded people, because nobody's going to turn their, head away from a company that's just been voted the fastest growing company in the world. I think everybody would want to just come and hear the story about this company, because it's had an incredible success rate over the last 2 years, between the shares going up and being listed as a debt-free company, and there's so much media attention on NHT Global, and it's also incredibly amazing. Who wouldn't want to hear about this company? And if people are looking for a business opportunity, this has to be the #1 company to look at. So guys, anybody that's on your list, just invite them and get them there ASAP, and start inviting now, and then remind them next week, and remind them the week after as well, because people's circumstances change. So you invite them this week, invite them next week, and invite them on the last week and on the last day as well. But we'll be reminding you to do that. We've got 3 weeks minus 1 day to this event, guys, and that's a lot of time. I mean, think of how many people you could invite every single day to this event. So let's fill that room. Let's have them queuing up outside.
Let's use the 3-foot rule.
Yeah.
Okay, listen, thank you for having me on. I'm gonna sign off now.
Okay.
But I really appreciate it, and I look forward to the next time I can speak to you, and of course the next time I can be there with you in Ireland.
Well, thank you very much, Garth. It's been a pleasure to have you on, and thank you everybody. Sorry about the technical difficulties at the start. I don't really know what happened there. Something to do with links. It might have been because we changed the time of the actual webinar. I'm not really sure, but we'll check it out. This session is recorded, so we will get the link to you all, if not later on this evening, sometime tomorrow. So thank you everybody once again for joining, and it's been a pleasure to have Garth and Dan on. We've been so lucky, and we will look forward to talking to you during the week. Make sure you go in and get your ticket for the event. It's there in the back office, and have a nice evening, guys, and we'll talk to you soon. Okay?
And don't forget, guys, next Monday night, 8 o'clock, not 9, 8 o'clock.
Yeah, we'll send out the links again. Okay? Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.